look, I've already liked it because I watched it off camera, so I'm not going to react to it. I'm just going to show you this video because I think it's the best. And my comment is right there. Look, I've tried with the Wild. All I get is rejected, both online and offline. I don't tolerate managers because when I get sick or burnt out or put my safety first, they want me to keep going. I told them no and went back to my room. As far as I see, the world is toxic and I want no part of it. W guy, bruh. And that was response to this video.
Most people have noticed it, but almost nobody is talking about it. Actually, I'm seeing quite a few videos where people are talking about it, but in the grand scheme of things, the percentage is kind of low. And men aren't going out anymore. They're not showing up in social spaces the way that we used to. They're not at parties, not at bars, not at gatherings, not even in friend groups like before. It's like there's this quiet disappearance happening in real time. And everybody can feel it, yet a lot of people just pretend it's not there. So instead of asking what's really going on, a lot of people assume men are just lazy or antisocial or glued to the screens. And I'm sure in a select section of people, it's all of those things in different segments. But what's happening is actually a little bit deeper than this. It's not about weakness. It's not about apathy. It's definitely not about men suddenly not liking socializing. This is something else entirely. And the truth behind it explains way more about our culture than people want to admit. What's happening today is a buildup of changes, cultural, economic, psychological, and social. They've pushed a huge percentage of men into a place where they no longer feel like being out there is even worth it. They don't feel like they belong in many of the spaces they once did. They don't feel welcome. They don't feel valued. And they don't feel like the world wants them around unless you can offer something absolutely extraordinary. And more guys feel like they're only tolerated and not appreciated, and only if they bring something to the table that impresses people. When you feel that way for long enough, you just stop showing up. So one of the biggest reasons men aren't going out is because a lot of them simply don't feel wanted anymore. Not by society, not in dating, and sometimes not even in their friend group. And it's hard to feel excited about socializing when you constantly feel like you're walking into rooms where nobody is even glad that you're there. And many men feel like they have to earn every bit of acceptance they get. Like they have to perform or bring value just to avoid being seen as a burden. There's no unconditional support system for most men. They don't have a built-in community. There's no real safety net of people who can check on them or pulling them into things. If they don't initiate something, pretty much nothing happens. If they don't reach out, their phone stays silent. And after a while, staying home simply feels easier than constantly trying to prove you belong somewhere. Another huge piece of the puzzle is the financial cost and the emotional cost of going out. Years ago, a night out could be fun and cheap. Now it's really kind of luxury. Drinks, transportation, food, cover charges, parking, and all of it adds up. A simple night out can cost somebody $100 to $200 easily. And the reward for that investment, often nothing. Many guys walk into social spaces and feel ignored or overlooked, especially in environments built around dating or appearance. If a guy is paying $150 just to feel invisible or judged, it doesn't take long before he starts asking himself, well, what the fuck am I doing this for? When the effort and money outweigh the benefit, staying home feels smarter, not sadder. On top of that, social environments have turned into competitive arenas. Everything's about status now. Who's more attractive, has more money, who's socially charismatic, who's funnier, dressed better. The pressure is constant. Instead of going out to relax or connect, a lot of men feel like they're going out to be evaluated. They feel like they're being silent compared to every other guy in the room, and in many spaces, especially in the nightlife, there's an unspoken rule that men are the ones who need to prove themselves in order to be accepted. It doesn't feel like community anymore. It feels like performance, and that pushes a lot of people away. A lot of guys away. Dating culture is another massive factor. With dating apps, the majority of men experience very little success. Many report getting almost no matches, no messages, no real chances to connect. Meanwhile, social media constantly shows them a world where every guy is supposedly living his best life surrounded by attention and options. This creates a gap between expectation and reality that affects men deeply. Approaching someone in person feels risky, not just emotionally, but socially. A lot of men fear being recorded, mocked, shared online, or accused of things, even if they are respectful. The fear of embarrassment has never been higher. Why risk humiliation when staying home feels safer? When guys feel like they're rejected before they even start, they're going to stop trying. Another smaller, overlooked reason is that many men simply don't have strong friendships anymore. The days of tight-knit groups hanging out every weekend are disappearing. Loneliness among men is at an all-time high, and going out alone rarely feels good. Most men don't have a group chat of friends hitting them up to hang out. For many, they don't initiate, nothing happens. And initiating takes energy, especially when you're dealing with stress, insecurity, or exhaustion. Humans are social creatures, but men often lack the social infrastructure that makes socializing easy. When you don't have people to go out with, you're not going out at all. It's not complicated math. A lot of men today are simply exhausted. Between work, financial pressures, personal responsibilities, and trying to figure out their future, many guys feel drained before the weekend even starts. So going out doesn't feel like a break, it feels like another task. For some men, socializing takes on a lot of emotional energy, especially when they feel like they have to pretend everything's fine. Going out used to be fun. Now it can feel like performing, smiling through the stress, or pretending to have it all together. And when your mind is heavy, the loud, chaotic world outside doesn't feel appealing. Peace becomes more valuable than excitement. Then there's also the issue of safety and risk. A night out can be predictable. Fights, misunderstandings, confrontation, the constant presence of cameras, fucking suck, make many men feel like any mistake can be recorded and live forever now. One wrong moment, one argument, one misunderstanding, and things can escalate. There's financial risk, reputational risk, and obviously the physical risk. And a lot of guys think, for what? What do I gain from going out that's worth the risk? When the world feels unstable, men retreat to the one place they control. That's their room, their house, their own environment. But deeper than this is something that's more internal, purpose. Men thrive when they feel like they are building something, improving or moving forward. When a man feels like he has direction, he becomes naturally more social. But when he's uncertain about who he is, or unhappy with the progress he's making, he doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want to go out and pretend. Men hide when they feel lost, not because they don't care, but because they don't want to be judged while they're still figuring things out. Modern society puts enormous pressure on men to succeed quickly, to have money, confidence, muscles, charisma, style, all that shit. And when they fall short of those expectations, they pull back from the world. Many men also feel like they're not needed, not in relationships where independence is encouraged, not at work where everyone is replaceable, not in society where men are often portrayed as the problem rather than part of the solution. So when you feel unneeded, you withdraw, not out of anger, but out of a deep sense of not belonging. Men want to contribute, but when they're told they're not valued or that their presence doesn't matter, they slowly fade from the spaces where they feel unwanted. And yes, the digital world plays a major role in that. Online life is easier, predictable, it's customizable, and you can play games, watch videos, escape into hobbies, manage your own fucking world. You don't have to worry about rejection or judgment or being compared to something. It's not that men love the digital world more. It's just that the digital world kind of hurts less. It demands less. It criticizes less. And when real life feels like a constant evaluation, the online world becomes a sanctuary. So the truth behind all this, men aren't dropping out because they want to disappear. They're dropping out because the world they're in doesn't feel like it has a place for them. It's not that they don't want connection. It's that they don't see where they fit. Men want community, they want purpose, they want respect, they want belonging. They want to feel like they matter somewhere. And when they don't find that in the outside world, they retreat to the only spaces where they feel safe from criticism, from pressure, from rejection, from judgment. And the saddest part is that most of these people don't talk about it. Most of these men don't talk about it. They don't want to sound weak or emotional or needy, so instead of expressing what they feel, they simply disappear a little more each year. Not dramatically, not loudly, just quietly, a little less present, a little less social, and a little less visible. But the story doesn't have to end there. Men don't stay withdrawn forever. Once they find a place where they feel welcome, appreciated, understood, they show up again. They come alive again. When men can find purpose, they can find connection. When they find real friendships and real support, everything kind of changes. They just need spaces that don't demand perfection, performance, or status in exchange for belonging. Right now, though, we're watching a whole generation of men step back from a world that doesn't feel designed for them anymore. And until society creates real community, real understanding, real purpose, and real acceptance, this quiet withdrawal is going to continue. Not because men don't want to be a part of the world, but because they don't feel like the world wants them anymore. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
And my YouTube channel is proof of that. Nobody wants me, bruh. Dislike, 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 bruh. Dislike. This is all. I've become numb to this, bruh. The world is toxic, like I said in the comment section. It must be a banger video when you get me friggin' commenting. Because I don't comment on shit, bruh. I don't like half of the posts that I watch on YouTube. But that one almost brought a tear to my eye so much. When I was over there laid in bed, I knew I had to broadcast it.